correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Welcome back to the How We Roll Gaming podcast, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Nick, how are you doing?
I am doing quite well.
Awesome. Well, we
Also,
are without.
happy Pride Month to those who are
Oh,
proud.
I have a whole thing for that in the
Oh,
show notes.
oh,
I have a whole thing for that in the show notes. I also have a thing about how Robert is not here this time, which. But before we do get started, speaking of Pride Month, we would like to take a moment to recognize that this episode is being recorded and released during June, during Pride Month. And here at How We Roll Gaming, we believe that tabletop gaming is for everyone, and we're proud to be an LGBTQ plus inclusive and friendly community. Now, whether you're a longtime listener or joining us for the first time, know that everyone deserves a welcoming seat at the table. And also, a little bit of self-serving part of this intro. If you'd like to show your support for the show and for Pride, our Roll Proud 2026 collection is available now at merch.howwerollgaming.com with designs celebrating gaming, community, and pride. And we're also, though, proud to be part of the D20 Radio Network, along with other great shows.
and if you're enjoying How We Roll Gaming, be sure to check out The Story Told, another fantastic show on the D20 Radio Network.
From RPG reviews and creator interviews to actual plays and discussions about the games we love, The Story Told is a great way to discover new systems and perspectives. Their newest episode takes a look at Underfoot, one of the latest games on their radar. Find The Story Told wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will have a link down in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, Robert is away. And that's leaving Nick and me largely unsupervised, which is usually when strange things happen around here. A while back, we had some fun with a little idea called Let's Stat an Overpowered Adversary by tackling one of the most absurdly powerful characters in Star Wars gaming, Starkiller from The Force Unleashed. Today, we're returning to that galaxy far, far away for another round of RPG character building madness.
For no particular reason, not to feed in some sort of algorithm.
No, we're not going to feed an algorithm or anything, because this time we'll be creating tabletop stats for the Star Wars RPG for Din Djarin, better known as the Mandalorian, his Force-sensitive companion Grogu, and the newest Hutt on the block. Well, I mean, not really. He's been around since the Clone Wars movie. Rotta the Hutt. We'll break down their abilities, discuss how dangerous they really are, and figure out how we'd bring them to life at the gaming table by building out their stats for the game. So load up your jetpack, secure your bounty contracts, and keep your snacks away from Grogu. Let's get rolling.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we already had it for casual nerdity, so,
Yeah.
It had to be used. So, first up, Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. So, as always, we'll start off with characteristics. Now, I've actually kind of made a run through already at the stats, so it just makes it a little more efficient than when we did Starkiller, just for transparency's sake here.
We've discussed like our own individual stats for parts of the Mandalorian, and stuff like that. This is our first rodeo with this, but
oh no, this is not. So what we're gonna do is, as I go through,
unlike Star Killer, which was a true like ground up, we were discussing and debating
well,
and working it from a bit of a
now
ground level.
also transparency, I have not discussed this rough draft with Nick. So,
This is also true.
so as we go through, Nick, feel free to make any adjustments or additions or anything as we go. And as I did this, I did make a few little notes about some of the things that I did, some of the things that I didn't do, why I didn't do them, that kind of thing. So let's dive in. First up, characteristics: brawn, agility, intellect, cunning, willpower, and presence. So brawn, we've seen him do fisticuffs and stuff. So I put brawn at a 4.
4 is good, solid.
Now, the more that I think about agility, since he typically uses ranged weapons, the more I'm rethinking it. But I gave him a 3 in agility.
Personally, I put him at an equal 4.
Okay, that's what I was starting to rethink. Now, intellect, I
But
don't want to sell him.
that can be recalculated once we get into skill.
Yeah. Now, intellect, I didn't want to sell him short, but he isn't exactly a great thinker. So I gave him an intellect a 2.
Two's perfectly fine. He's he's confident with repairing gear, and he's
Intellect
confident
is
with
his dump stat.
he relies on nav computer more than his
Yeah.
own nav computing.
Yeah, exactly. Cunning, I gave him a 3.
Fair. He's a survivalist. He is able to survive in the wild.
Yeah. Willpower is a 4. What do you think about that 4 of willpower?
I'd put more at a 3, or maybe.
Okay.
How's that? Or even the 2, but give me your reason.
Well, basically, given that willpower is discipline, self-control, mental fortitude, and faith. He's pretty kind of pig-headed that way in all of those categories. So that's why I gave him a 4. I am fine with a 3.
I'm fine with a 3, but what do you give him in presents?
Presence is a 4. Is a 4 because presence is driving, things like cool and things like. Oh, I know another reason that I gave him a 4 in willpower, because willpower drives coercion. Now, unless we want to, unless we, I was trying to think of a special ability to go with the phrase "this is the way," and that could be it. That could, you know, basically bump up his willpower just for coercion.
That's what I say. Like presents, I put him more at a 3. One, he's wearing a mask, and his reputation as a Mandalorian is more scary than. And that's how you want to interpret presence.
Well, the other thing too, the reason willpower and presence drive some of the skills that he uses a lot. Like they drive cool, they drive vigilance, things like that. They
That
drive
is true.
discipline. And so you can pump up ranks in those, but a lot of that also comes from his training.
And also, we're making an NPC, not a player character.
Right.
So a lot of that can be built in front heavy, so to speak.
Right. We're making him as an NPC because he's either going to be fighting along or have a bounty on your PCs.
Of which, it'll bring you in warm, or bring you in gold.
Don't read ahead. I may or may not have given him a special ability with that name.
I would have been disappointed if you did.
And I think you're going to like it when we get there. So, willpower and presence at 3 or 4? Because like I said, I was looking at how they drive the skills.
Yeah.
Not so much, those characteristics of him on their own. I was just looking at the skill drivers.
I'd say reduce presence only because they're not going to see him without the mask, and Mando without the mask, that's a heavy presence. Increases his presence a great deal.
I mean, that's a presence of 6. And with the helmet off, he gets charm with 6 ranks.
I know. This is a fact. This is true.
All right, so we're topping out here with brawn 4, agility 4, intellect 2, cunning, willpower, and presence all at 3.
Already, top tier nemesis.
Yeah, oh yeah, and
Yes.
I guess I should have mentioned that at the top. He is a nemesis. My rule of thumb for when I'm making NPCs, if they are named characters, particularly from actual continuity, they're a nemesis.
Oh yeah, and then that's a probably good rule of thumb. But there are some like Vario from Maul Lord. I'd put him at a mid-level character.
Well, I mean, part of also why I always make a named continuity character is so that they can take strain.
Oh, that's that too.
Because you don't want all of the strain to be wounds on a canon character unless you're tossing canon out the window.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to move on to skills? All right, so skills. Even though, like you said, he primarily relies on his Navicomputer, I gave him 1 rank in astrogation.
He knows it. It's a skill.
Yeah.
That he clearly uses, that we've seen multiple times throughout the 3 seasons and the Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters now.
Yes. So next up, I gave him 2 ranks in athletics, which gives him 2 yellow and a green.
Fair.
Because we do see him do a lot of stuff like climbing and all of that. So brawl, he has 3 ranks. That gives him 3 yellow and a green in brawl.
He can definitely brawl. We
Coercion.
See the prep.
Yep, coercion. Yeah, he does not have charm unless he has the helmet off.
And then that'd be against the rules. He has to go.
It would be against the rules, and despite being Pedro Pascal, Din Djarin lacks that skill.
Oh yeah, he is. If anything, I'd say that Din Djarin is the most awkward character that Pedro Pascal has played.
Yes.
Even more awkward than nerdy Reed Richards.
Coercion, I gave him 2 ranks. Since we bumped down, that gives him 2 yellow and a green in coercion.
That is before we get into gear, but he is in Mandalorian armor, so that I'd say that we give him an upgrade.
We can find ways to do that, because spoiler alert, when we get to equipment, before we dive into the equipment, I'm going to tell you about a piece of homebrew that I added in there.
Oh boy.
Next up, I didn't give him any computers, but I did give him 3 ranks in cool. And after adjusting the characteristics, that gives him 3 yellow.
That's perfectly fine. When he does, again, like, there's no denying that the Mando is cool, Din Djarin is cool, but in terms of the gameplay, when he's on top of a target, he's calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, and I did slightly metagame in there, because with both cool and vigilance, I was thinking of initiative.
Oh yeah, he's definitely, if he's initiating, he's cool.
Now, coordination, core worlds, and deception, I did not give him any ranks in. I would be willing to hear an argument for coordination, though.
Honestly, I would argue against coordination in that we've seen him rather clumsy at times.
Yep, so we're on the same page. That's part of why I didn't give him any coordination. I did give him, though, 2 ranks in discipline, which gives
Oh,
him 2 yellow and a green.
well, he's a disciplined member of an order, of a creed. So he has
Yep.
respect. He has fortitude in that. That's fair.
Yep. One of these, this next batch that I didn't give him anything in, I'm already rethinking one. And you're going to tell me that we need to put ranks in there. And you will be absolutely right because it was just an oversight on my part. But
Let's hear it out.
education, gunnery, leadership, lightsaber, and lore, I gave him nothing in. He needs gunnery.
He needs gun. He's. We've seen multiple times where he is using large scale weaponry,
Yep.
and it's and space, and in the terms of the Star Wars RPG system, like vehicle scale weaponry is in the gunnery range. So yes,
Yep.
he's used that multiple times effectively.
So two or 3 ranks in gunnery.
I'd say 2. It's not his.
That's exactly what I was about to do.
It's not his. Again, he is definitely a on the ground guy, but when he has to fight and has to use a large scale weapon, he is capable of using it.
Yep. So that gives him 2 yellow and 2 green in gunnery. But we
It
are
still puts him as again. It makes him a very well-rounded combatant.
now leadership, lightsaber, and lore. I'm still leaving it nothing, even though he was given several opportunities to lead. He does not want to lead.
And lightsaber 0.
We saw that.
He is honestly, if there's a way to give him like negative ranks in lightsaber, he could not handle a lightsaber able to fight himself out of paper bag.
Mechanics, I gave him 1 because we have seen him working on the Razor Crest himself.
I'd give him 2 in that he is at least able to like make repairs on the fly.
Part of why I only gave him 1 was since he only has a 2 intellect, it would have been a total 2 yellow to his mechanics roll.
So that would be reflecting he is capable, but not super capable.
Right. And same reason, medicine 1. We've seen him patch himself up a little bit, but it's mostly field stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, melee 3.
Yeah, he honestly, I'm tempted before
because a melee of 3 gives him 3 yellow and a green,
which is good, but like
it's good. Melee weapons aren't his weapons of choice. He's good with them, but they're not his weapons of choice.
Again, this might just be my personal. One of my favorite battles was him with Moff Gideon at the end of season 2 with the beskar series. That was cool.
My thinking for 3 instead of 4, you'll understand when we get to the ranged skills.
Okay.
So if we want to revisit melee, we can.
Okay.
Negotiation, I did give him 1 in negotiation, which gives him a yellow and 2 green, simply because I thought back when I was looking at negotiation to the very first episode when he went back to Grief Karga, and Grief is like, well, I know I promised you this much, but you can have this instead. And even though he barely said a word, he still managed it would have been a negotiation roll.
Oh, it would have. Like again, like negotiation doesn't have to be like a conversation. It can be just
right,
like reputation.
I mean, you could make an argument for that being coercion, but it was a negotiation.
If it'd be up to like, I could see both being asked. Like you could make a negotiation or a coercion check, and I'd accept either from the player at that moment.
Right, exactly. But he's not unskilled in negotiation. And again, we saw him trying it in the movie.
And yes, he is.
We saw him trying it in the movie. Like, I'm going to buy Rotta's contract out.
Again, that could have easily been regardless I was imagining that as well. It's like, oh, he could easily coerce that character, but he did come out with money first, so that would be a proper negotiation. Then
Yep.
he's putting funds forward, like that would be like the deciding factor. It's like, okay, he's putting
Yeah.
in like,
And it just that was an opposed negotiation roll, and his opponent he he was rolling all red against all reds.
yeah, he was losing that check when
He
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 could.
was he was rolling his 1 yellow and 2 green against about 4, maybe 5 reds and some setbacks.
Mainly because this wasn't a, he was going against a, he was trying to negotiate when there wasn't a negotiate on the table.
Right. Outer Rim, I gave him 3.
He knows his way. He knows the way around the
Yeah,
outer rim.
and since his intellect is only 2, that gives him 2 yellow and a green in Outer Rim. Perception, I gave him 1. That gives him a yellow and 2 green.
Because his armor just gives him some. When we said that out, like that, there's some additions
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Piloting Planetary, I gave him 2.
He has own. Yeah, he
Yeah,
knows the Rising Phoenix.
it's 2 yellow and 2 green.
Jetpack.
Piloting Space, he has 3 ranks in, so that's 3 yellow and 1 green.
Which I feel is fair. I would have said that it's high with season 1 Mando, but after season 2, he's got some skill. He
Yeah.
definitely has some skill in piloting better. Even like he was flying a brick now than flying a proper starfighter.
Right. Now, we're at our ranged skills, and this is why I only gave him 3 ranks in melee, because I gave him 4 in both ranged heavy and ranged light, so he's rolling all yellow, he's rolling 4 yellows. Think of the opening scene in the movie.
That was. I know you haven't watched a John Wick movie, but there's basically a John Wick action sequence of just super super effective shooting sequence.
Resilience, he's got 2. That gives him 2 yellow and 2 green.
Makes sense. And it takes, he can, he's resilient, but he's also reliant on his armor, and if that gets punctured, that's where he has to like really
Yep.
lock down in.
And we'll talk about him relying on his armor when we get to the talents.
Yeah.
Skullduggery and stealth, I gave him nothing.
Oh yeah, I'd give him maybe a stealth of 1.
The reason I didn't give him any stealth is he's always in the armor, and that stuff ain't quiet.
That's true. You know, no, I'll go with that.
Because I thought about it. I really did. But, again, I have something when we get to the talents.
Also, the only time he's ever been stealthy is against stormtroopers, and they can't see the broad side of a sandcrawler.
Yep. Streetwise and survival both get 2 ranks, and that makes them both 2 yellow and a green.
That's fair. He knows survival skills, and he knows where to look around because he's worked in different like worlds for bounty hunting.
And for that same reason, Underworld is 3, which gives him 2 yellow and a green.
Gives him the knowledge that helps him navigate.
Because I mean, he's a bounty hunter. He works with criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Warfare, he has 2, so he's rolling 2 yellow.
Fair. He's a Mandalorian. Warfare is their religion.
Exact. No, weapons are their religion, but stat-wise, it translates into warfare.
Yeah.
And I didn't give him anything in xenology.
Makes sense. He's not first on everything, but he does do his research when he has to like kill something he doesn't know.
Yep. Now, we're about to dive into the talents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since we're not going to run down the whole list of everything available like we did with Starkiller, keep in mind that since I am looking at all of this in Ogdudes, everything is alphabetical. If I skip something that you think he should have, stop me.
Okay.
Okay, so first up, Adversary. He is at least an Adversary 2. I gave him Adversary 2.
I say we revisit that once we discuss the gear.
Yeah. I gave him
The Adversary
Ambush.
2 is good. Ambush is great.
He has 3 ranks in Bodyguard, and he has both Bodyguard Improved and Supreme.
Solid, solid.
He has Confidence of 3,
Mm-hmm.
which decreases difficulty of discipline checks to avoid fear. He also has Improved Confidence, which decreases the difficulty of discipline checks to avoid fear by 1 per rank of confidence. Or no, that's regular confidence. Improved is spend a triumph on fear checks to give allies in short range an additional success on the same fear check.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
He has Crippling Blow. He has 1 rank in Durable.
Fair.
But bear with me. This is not the first time we're going to see Durable in this build.
Ooh.
He has Fearsome Rep 2.
Perfectly fair.
He has 2 ranks in Fearsome Rep. He has... Now, we've gotten into the Fs. Here's my first note. I did not give him any dodge, because with his armor, he tends to tank things.
Oh, yeah, he is, especially in this like, in fact, a lot of people do that. So, like, he's just tanking all that. It's like, yeah, it's beskar.
Yeah, remember that word, beskar. We'll come back to it when we get into homebrew stuff.
Yeah. I feel like that I'm liking it.
He has Get the Drop. And the reason he has Get the Drop, which once per session, the character and any number of allies in the encounter may add a success equal to the character's ranks in stealth to the... Well, yeah, now we do need to give him a rank of stealth.
Like,
okay, I misread Get the Drop. Okay.
But I still would put it like at a 1.
Yeah. Now I misread Get the Drop because the reason I gave him Get the Drop is there are times that he just dramatically appears in the scene.
True, he does. But it's like,
which now it makes me wish that I had given him instead a homebrew talent for a homebrew universal specialization that I've been working on called Swashbuckler.
that.
Well, for those listening, on that tree, I have a custom talent called Dramatic Entrance. And Dramatic Entrance is once per session, you can spend 1 destiny point to move directly to engaged range with an opponent. And so Dramatic Entrance would have worked for that. But I did not include that homebrew talent. I only used actual non-homebrew talents. I saved the homebrew for equipment. Okay.
That's fair, and that makes it easier for the team at home to works out their own stats.
Yep. He has Hunter's Quarry and Improved Hunter's Quarry.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yep, make a hard survival check to upgrade the ability of all attacks made against a target at long range until the end of the next turn. And with Improved, you can suffer 2 strain to perform it as a maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he has jetpack expertise.
Oh, Rising Phoenix.
Yep. Now, spoiler alert, I have been working on my own variant of the Deathwatch Commando universal spec, just a more generalized Mandalorian spec that has
I've heard
different
about that.
jetpack stuff.
I do want to see when it's done. It sounds really cool from what you've
Yeah,
told me.
I've set it aside for far too long. I need to start working on it again. He has knockdown.
Oh, knockdown's great.
He has 2 ranks of lethal blows.
Perfect.
He has 2 ranks of point blank,
I
which
am
adds. I'm sorry?
that again. Like, there's literally like, if we were allowed to, like, this is basically episodes of the Mandalorian. You just point out these events that core line.
He has 2 ranks of precise aim. He has push aside.
Mhm.
Of course, he has quick draw. He has 3 ranks of quick strike.
Ooh, that's deadly.
He has 2 ranks of second wind.
Fair. That extends combat with it. Combat encounter.
Yep. He has 2 ranks of sidestep and sidestep improved.
Fair. That's fair, especially since he does use grenades, but doesn't have like the ability to throw them very far.
He has 2 ranks of sniper shot.
Fair. He makes some pretty precise shots with weapons that are not necessarily sniper weapons.
He has steady aim.
Fair.
He has a rank of suppressing fire.
Fair.
He 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 has survivor's instincts.
Ooh, that is a good choice.
Yep. Once per session, when the character suffers a critical injury, spend 1 destiny point. Then the attacker must roll 2 results for the crit, and the player chooses which one applies to them.
Honestly, unpredictability, that's good. That's good.
And to round out the talents, to close those out, he has 2 ranks of true aim.
Considering he at Nemesis level, that's his very interesting use of his action economy.
Now, are there any talents that you can think of that you would give him that I didn't?
Honestly, this is the most fair that I'd say.
All right.
Again, like
Now,
yeah, like even like you could argue to give him more from the Death Watch tree, but like he just needs a little bit from that, and that's what we've seen on screen. We don't
right,
need him to be, because again, like we want to make part of the philosophy of making NPCs here, even though they're overpowered, is not to be like they're overpowered, but they're not overpowered PCs.
right. And being an NPC, the odds are that they're going to be going up solo against a group of PCs.
Yeah,
So they have to have that edge so that the PCs don't just walk all over them in a single round.
but theoretically, a overpowered, like if someone went the full Watch Warrior tree, they'd have an edge in this fight.
Yep.
That's from a PC perspective.
So, the special ability,
Mm-hmm.
I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. Before rolling initiative, make an opposed coercion check against a bounty target. If successful, the target surrenders. The GM may spend any threat or despair to introduce complications to extraction with the target.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you. This is part of why I, was kind of leaning into coercion with him. But now that since we bumped those characteristics down, now comes us brainstorming. There must be another special ability called This is the Way.
Mm-hmm.
So, when in full armor, do we want to add ranks to coercion, or do we want coercion to treat as if the relevant characteristic was higher?
I'd say upgrade would be a more fair discussion, but unless we want to make it very specific to the character, that's your choice.
No, it's just given that that it's called This Is the Way it could conceivably apply to any Mandalorian in full armor?
Which could be like a attribute that could be a GM grant at some point.
Okay, so when in full armor, upgrade
A Mandalorian character in full armor.
upgrade coercion. How many times do we want to upgrade it?
Do 2.
When in full armor, upgrade coercion checks twice. Hang on. I accidentally closed out the Ogdude's window that he was in because I hit enter instead of shift enter. So it saved that change, but I was trying to go down to the next line. So let's give this a negative to it too, though. If we then
I'd say
hang
that
on,
I'd say with the negative would be all other
if
social
helmet
checks.
is removed,
Oh, that, yeah.
if helmet is removed, downgrade all discipline checks twice
Yeah.
until the character bathes in the
The
waters.
living
What
waters.
in the living waters of Mandalore? I think that is a fair trade-off there.
Yeah. It trades off
Well,
the
let me be more specific. If helmet is removed in front of others, there we go. There we go.
and that can be interpreted by the players how they would. They could, depending on like whether they're covert members or if they're remove
I
their
mean,
helmet in front of an enemy.
no, we saw in season 3, even around members of the covert, they walk away from one another to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, here comes the fun part. Equipment.
This is where the fun begins.
Okay, so credit where credit is due. I allowed a homebrew source book that has existed for a couple of years to do some of the heavy lifting here with the equipment. So, shout out to the homebrew source book Adventures in Babysitting that covers the first season or 2 of The Mandalorian. And
I don't think I have that PDF anymore since that was on
I do, don't worry about it.
my old laptop. But I do remember that was pretty sick.
So I let it do some of the heavy lifting with some of this. And I did not get his equipment finished before it was time for us to record. So, but first up, weapons is the first tab in Ogdudes. That's pretty simple. There's other weapons that could be given to him situationally. The weapons that he would have on him at all times are he has an IB-94 blaster pistol. I just reskinned a heavy blaster pistol.
Oh, it is just a name, the blast pistol.
Yes. Now, here's where we start, where the fun begins. The Ambin Pulse Phase Blaster.
A classic. Love it.
And hang on just a moment. My copy of Adventures in Babysitting closed out. Oh, no, it didn't. I was just looking at the wrong browser window. There we go. All right. So
Saved it.
the Ambin Pulse Phase Pulse Rifle, as statted out in Adventures in Babysitting, has 2 modes. It has sniper mode and taser mode. It is going with some of just the basics here. It uses the ranged heavy skill.
Obviously.
It has extreme range in sniper mode.
Yes.
It has an encumbrance of 5.
Fair for a sniper weapon.
It is 7,500 credits and restricted, and is rarity 9.
Okay, that's where I was like, rarity 9 makes sense, but 750, that added a bit.
No, 7,500, 7,500.
Oh, okay. Excuse me for my bad mathing.
You didn't math right, Nick.
So I am.
But what else is new? Now,
This is true.
in sniper mode, here we get to the goodies. 11 damage, a crit of 2, and it has 2 hard points, and it has accurate 2, cumbersome 3, pierce 3, vicious 5, and limited ammo 1. And each round of ammo costs 15 credits.
Now that is fair. Because again, it is the longest range, basically disintegrator in canon.
Vicious 5, Nick. Now, we've put this in Din's hands, and we also have given him ranks in lethal blows, and
He has the brawn to handle the Commissar 3, so there's no downside in his hands.
but
It
I
is
mean, think about the crit rating is only 2, and think about it, with the vicious 5 built into the weapon and his upgrades to crits, we're looking at crits of what, plus 70 or 80?
yeah. That's why he in episode two of season 1 he is just disintegrating
Yeah,
Jawas left and right.
lethal. We gave him lethal blows too, so we're adding 70 to every crit roll.
And
I like it.
and with being a nemesis, he is able to reload between shots. So it is like
Now it also has taser mode, which is obviously it uses melee, so engaged range, same cost and rarity. It is damage 6, crit 4 with concussive 1 and stun damage.
which is fair. That's fair. It's again like he's used that, and based on what I recall, like he's never completely incapacitated a target with it, but he's
Right.
definitely put them on the back end, including large targets like the big big ice monster he fought.
Yep. So, are you I'm actually going to skip armor real quick. Gear, he has a Z6 jetpack.
Obviously,
You ready for the fun, Nick?
hit me with the fun. Hit me with the fun.
Okay. To preface the fun, I homebrewed a new quality, which there's not much to making this new quality. The new quality is beskar. Beskar is basically the existing Cortosis quality without the possibility of shorting out lightsabers.
Fair.
But I figured that's a distinction enough to warrant its own quality.
Honestly, I understand why Cortosis was chosen as like the catch-all for that, but like there are multiple properties in the Star Wars universe that resist lightsaber.
Now, in addition to that, so the Adventures in Babysitting homebrew source book adopting a similar homebrew Beskar quality, it's pretty much identical, introduced an item attachment of Beskar weave, which the Beskar weave attachment, it's pretty decent. Let me let you know what it does really quickly here.
Okie dokie.
Um, their Beskar weave attachment is an armor attachment that takes 1 hard point. It's a rarity 10 and restricted.
Mm-hmm.
Costs 10,000 credits. And it has 2 base modifications. It grants the Beskar quality, and it gives 1 innate talent of durable. Remember, I said we'd be coming back to the word durable.
Yeah, we would be.
And then it has optional modifications of increasing soak by 1, increasing defense by 1, and 2 more durable mods. Those are the optional mods. Now, personally, I felt that Beskar Weave does not adequately convey Din's armor, which is completely made from Beskar. Beskar Weave seems more like what I know that you've been reading the High Republic books. Beskar Weave seems like a slightly beefier version of the Beskar filaments that are decorative on General Visa's armor. So
Yeah.
I made a completely overpowered mod or attachment called Beskar Forged. Beskar Forged indicates armor that is completely made of Beskar. It takes two hard
Oh.
points. It takes two hard points because I think that might be getting off a little easy. But
But
because
I'd say that if I say that's fair for going off easy if someone wants this level of armor, that
no,
is a
here
huge investment.
oh, you want to talk a huge investment? Because it is an entire set of Mandalorian armor made from Beskar. It is 1 million credits.
That's the thing.
And
That's tough.
it is rarity 10 and restricted. Now, here's where, I wanted to get nuts. So, base mods, Beskar quality, 1 in 8 durable, increases soak by 3,
Hmm.
and has defensive 3.
Oh, that's good.
Because and doing that, I'm just thinking of when he and the other Mandalorians were on the Gozanti trying to take it over in season 2, and he was just walking down the hallway taking blaster fire.
Yeah, like honestly, that was one of my favorite scenes, and every scene that sounds like yes, he's walking through fire and explosives, but he is not. He's still taking damage.
And
He's
it
being
has
hurt, but it's mostly the fact that that stuff is glancing off that. But he's also like when he fights the dark trooper droid, he is getting hurt because he's being yeah, his helmet is not caving in because what his skull is getting knocked around like a bell.
yeah, and it has 4 optional add a hard point mods.
Ooh, good ones. Yeah.
My thinking here is this is being forged by a Mandalorian armorer
Smith.
who
Again, like I'd
and
imagine, like this is literally like a quest level. Like you are
yeah,
not buying this. You are.
yeah,
This
you're
is
not
being.
buying this.
This is forged for you, and only if you're a Mandalorian. Like, unless you aren't Mandalorian, you have to do something really special to get even
And
close to this.
my thinking there is by adding 4 hard points, you make up the 2 that you lost by get forged from Beskar. You add 2 more, and the idea is the Mandalorian armorer who's crafting this armor is planning for all sorts of groovy Mandalorian weapon attachments.
Yeah,
So that is my homebrew Beskar forged attachment.
and then that opens up the idea of like not just existing concepts for Mandalorian armor armor attachments, but like homebrew ones as well. It's like the idea is like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like you even get this armor, you have to work for it, and for those attachments, like they're going to be like tailored to you.
And so here's where I started to run out of time before we recorded. So I gave him the base Mandalorian armor
Yep.
from the books
Hmm.
with the fully tricked out Beskar forged attachment. Nick, This gives him 9 hard points to work with. I wish you were on camera because I could see you drooling.
Yeah, really has the observational suite.
Yeah, I gave him the MB7 Ranger rangefinder.
Hmm.
Um,
He's got a built-in comm link, but that's obvious.
yep. So yeah, and those are the only 2 attachments I had time to give him. So he gets a helmet comm link,
He,
which takes no hard points. Um,
he's got a whipcord launcher. We know that. The flamethrower. He doesn't have the flamethrower attachment.
I couldn't find the flamethrower attachment. What's it called?
It's unfortunately, I don't think it's sold as an attachment. It's only on Boba Fett's armor in the.
Yeah. So we that's where homebrew has to come in. We have to make a homebrew attachment for that.
Yeah,
Hang on. So
whistling birds,
now
obviously.
and there is homebrew for the whistling birds in Adventures in Babysitting. Now that Ranger rangefinder, remember when I said sniper shot would come back in
Yeah.
to play? Yeah, that rangefinder gives a sniper shot mod and has an optional additional sniper shot mod. So back with the talents that he got, he now has what 4 ranks in sniper shot, which is perfect for
Yeah.
it's totally appropriate for Mando.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that he also has the AccuStrike integrated targeting computer.
Most likely, yeah.
All right, so he has that, and he had does he have it tricked out with the optional uh, national or natural marksman talent?
Yes.
All right, so he has that. He he still has 4 hard points left, Nick. But some of that's going to be taken up for the stuff that needs to be homebrewed out.
Yeah.
So, he would get the flamethrower attachment
I'd say that's
for sure.
that's too hard. I'd say that's probably too hard point.
And he would get the whistling birds.
I count that as one hard point, but it's like
Well, let me take a look at what they have in
yeah.
Adventures in Babysitting for the whistling birds.
Oh, he has a vibro knife. He does have a vibro knife.
Um, integrated weapons, whistling birds, take 1 hard point. It uses the computer's skill.
What?
I mean, I guess that's right, because think about it. When he used it,
Oh yeah,
he tapped away on the other gauntlet, and then they fired.
and it's a targeted. I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So I would say so that's where my homebrew Mandalorian tree would come in. That it
Mhm.
would it would give him it would give a whistling birds skill that would allow for use ranged instead of computers,
Yeah.
ranged light instead of computers to use the whistling birds attachment. We're going all homebrew. We're going all homebrew here. And yeah, that the flamethrower would definitely have to be homebrewed, because the one that he was using in the movie and that he's used in the show seems to be much more effective than what Boba's was.
Yeah.
So that's definitely some homebrew there.
And considering how effective is, I definitely would put it like a two, like 2 hard
Yeah.
points. But even then, that would
Yeah.
still like leave us with 3 left over.
Well, right now we have 4 left over, so that's 2. The Whistling Birds is 1. Um, and I'm sure that there's something else that we're overlooking, either homebrew or existing, but that would leave us with 1 hard point left. But I think all
And
of that
that's still stacked. That is a stacked arsenal on
it
just on him, and again with a blaster pistol, a vibro knife, the Ambin pulse rifle.
yep. And so that all of that without adding the modifiers or anything from the armor, uh, that gives him it does add the modifiers for the armor. So he has a wound threshold of 16, strain threshold of 13. He's got no, it doesn't have all of the modifiers for the armor because it's only showing a defense of 1, but that gives him 3. So he would have defense of 4, and I'm showing a soak of 6. I would have to go in and do the calculations on whether or not it was adding the soak from his armor.
And even then, this is like with.
From the beskar, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 1,171 points spent on him. Now we have somebody else that we want to do.
A little fella.
A horrible baby. It's a bad baby.
We're gonna do Grogu. Even though he's a little fella, he's a nemesis. So we're both working on him together. Brawn, he's got a brawn of 1.
Brawn of 1.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. Agility, I'm gonna give him a 3 because he jumps around.
He moves around. He is mobile. He is quick on those little toes.
Intellect, I'm gonna give him a 2.
Fair. He's a baby. He's learning about the world.
Cunning, I'm gonna give him a 2 because that's how crafty, devious, clever, and creative a character can be. And he's a cunning little he's a cunning
It's a horrible baby. It's a bad baby.
willpower.
I gotta give him. I gotta say, I want him at a 4.
All right, 4 on willpower and presence.
3.
3. Got it. Okay.
You saw how Pelly on Tatooine looked at him. It's like everyone
sure.
looks at him. He's the baby. Everyone loves Grogu.
Now, just because we're gonna jump into it a little later, I'm gonna jump ahead to his force rating, and I gotta say it's gotta at least be a 2 given some of what we've seen him doing. He's 3, okay?
Because he's got potential. He's got potential.
Yeah.
But he's potential, but without skill.
Yeah. So astrogation, nothing. Athletics, no. Brawl, no. Charm, everything.
I'd say give him.
Nick, have you seen that baby?
Right.
3, and I'm giving him a 3 in charm, so he's rolling all yellow.
I'm searching my feelings. I know it to be true.
Coercion, no.
No.
Computers,
He could not intimidate Databug.
computers, no. Cool.
He is a trained Jedi, so you should have at least 1.
If we give him 1, that gives him a yellow and 2 green.
I think that's fair.
Coordination. Here's where all of his jumping around and everything comes in.
I'd say that's 3.
Yep, so he's rolling all yellows there. Core world's nothing. Deception, nothing. Discipline, can we give him negative ranks?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like where we gave him cool. It's like it's to make up for the fact that he has no discipline.
Education, nothing. Gunnery, nothing. Leadership, nothing. Lightsaber, nothing. Lore, nothing. Mechanics, I'm gonna give him 1.
He's learning.
Yeah.
That's been a consistent arc since season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Since season 1.
Yeah.
Melee, no. Negotiation, no. Outer rim, no. Perception, I'm gonna give him 1.
He's able to look around.
So that gives him a yellow and a green. Piloting planetary, I'm gonna give him 1 because of the pram.
Yeah. He knows how to use the pram.
Piloting space, no, not yet.
No, one day.
Ranged heavy and light, no. Resilience, no resilience. No skullduggery. Stealth, he can stealth.
I think
I'm giving him a 2 in stealth.
Yeah.
2 yellow and a green. Streetwise, no. Survival, no.
Well, he's able to survive on his own. He knows about
Yeah, we'll give him 1. We'll give him 1, so he's a yellow and a green. Underworld, no. Vigilance, no. Warfare, no.
No,
Xenology, no.
no.
Adversary, I'll give him a 1 because he is a named character.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know off the top of my head what talents I want to give him. We can scroll through, but there are a couple that I do know. So, and if you think of any others, let me know. But since he is a young little guy, we may just be good with what I noticed as I was working on Mando.
Hmm.
Bound together.
Yep.
Until the character's next turn, when the character or an ally within short range suffers strain, they reduce the amount by the current number of light side destiny points. Calming Aura.
And honestly, I think it is a good way to preface that we are setting out specifically the Mandalorian glow as of the movie The Mandalorian glow,
Right, right.
which is most likely if you encounter them, it will be the Mandalorian and Grogu.
But Calming Aura, when an opponent targets character with a force power, reduce force points generated by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Center of Being. Take a Center of Being maneuver until the beginning of the next turn. Attacks against the character increase the critical rating by 1 per rank of Center of Being. I'm going to say he has at least 2 ranks in Center of Being.
Yeah, 2 ranks of that. That's fair.
Can you think of any other talents that he would have? Because he's just a little guy.
Honestly, these fit, especially considering like if I'm seeing this as like how we would propose it, it's like woe on to be the players that go up against the Mandalorian and Grogu. He'd be the
I
support
know, right?
character. He would be the support character to the Mandalorian, who's already stacked.
And also, we want to just a second here. All right. So he has a silhouette of 0.
Yes.
He is silhouette 0. Now, here's where the fun begins with Grogu force powers.
Mm-hmm.
So we know he has move.
Yes, move.
We know he has the basic power. We saw him pick up Rotta. So what kind of magnitude? How many would that be? Magnitude or strength? This magnitude or strength?
Strength with silhouette.
Yeah, strength is silhouette. So
And
what kind of strength would he have?
that'd be a strength of 2.
All right, and does he have any range in it? I'd say
Is that range 1?
yeah, he has 1 rank in range to.
But he can't hurl. He can't hurl yet.
He can't hurl. He can pull.
Yeah.
Can he manipulate?
No, we haven't seen that yet. Wait, we have. He was able to manipulate and move the little ball on the Razor Crest.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So he's got the basic power, he's got 2 of the strength upgrades, he's got 1 range upgrade, he has pull and he has manipulate. He doesn't have any upgrades in magnitude and he does not have hurl.
Because magnitude is the amount of objects you can move.
The number of objects, and we've only seen him do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And he naturally also has heal and harm.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the basic power. I would say he does not have any range upgrades.
No. But he also has
He does.
bind because he did do the force choke.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the medicine. I would say he has the medicine control
Yeah.
box. Does he have the strain?
I don't think so, and I think that's supported by the movie in that
He can't remove the strain. Can he remove crits? I would say I would argue no because he couldn't remove the venom.
Yeah, did have to recover,
but he did remove venom from Grief in season 1.
But it was also like immediate. The venom was already in Din's system at that point.
So that would just be GM narration on
Yeah.
that crit. No strength upgrades. Actually, I would say one strength upgrade because the strength upgrade for heal increases the wounds healed by one per rank of strength upgrades.
That's fair because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So he's got the basic power, he's got the medicine upgrade, and he's got one strength upgrade.
Mhm.
Uh, bind, he's got the basic power, and I would say that's it at this point.
Yeah.
And because of what he did with his buddy the Rancor, I would say influence, basic power, maybe one range band.
I allow that. Yeah.
Um, we've only seen him affect one target at a time, so no
Mhm.
magnitude. I would not say emotion or belief yet.
And so like, it was like he was just calming a creature, so
Yeah,
that is part of the influence tree, but it's not quite like a mind trick against like a sentient being. It's just like he's
right.
calming the emotions of an enraged creature.
I wouldn't say the strength upgrades because that is straining.
Yeah.
That 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 involves inflicting strain. Uh, duration, I would say he has two upgrades in duration just based on the Rancor. Because spend force points to increase duration by number of rounds or minutes equal to the duration upgrade.
Yeah.
And that would just have to be kind of narratively dealt with because it was more than 2 minutes. It was more than 3 minutes, but
Yeah.
um,
It did solve the scene that they were in.
yeah, yeah. Does he have any other force powers?
Enhance?
I was about to say, does he have enhance to get the force leaps?
I think he's got the enhance for the force leaps.
He's got the horizontal, he's got the vertical, and he can do it as a maneuver.
Yep.
Can he commit a force die to increase his agility?
You know that I can see that. I can see him that would definitely augment his agility to help with like some of his feats.
And can he use the force with his coordination?
Oh yes, obviously.
And
He always lands on his feet.
I would say he can't increase the power's range any. So the force leaps are just the standard force leaps,
Yeah,
short range.
which is for an average sized person, that's impressive. For him, it is little on the Din's shoulder, but that's still impressive.
Oh yeah. I think that's about it for what he has on force powers.
Oh, did we determine the force rating?
Yeah, we said we did that way up at the top. We said he's got a 3.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Now,
That's good. That's fair.
this little guy already has a special ability of silhouette 0, but he needs another special ability. He needs a custom special ability for himself.
I have a name for it.
Hit me.
Clan of Two.
Clan of 2. Got it. Okay, so what does Clan of 2 do?
So long it as Grogu and the Mandalorian are within within short range of each other,
Okay.
they give each other an additional defensive die, a setback to attacks to them,
They each increase defense by 1. There we go.
as they will work together to defend each other.
Yeah, I like it. Um, equipment. He doesn't really have much in the way of equipment.
As his beskar chess piece.
Yep. So what I am going to do with that is I'm gonna give him hang on here. Let's see. I'm just looking for
And he has his dark paint gun.
um
Hey, he strapped that on during his little Rambo Rambo sequence.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him a Beskar armor piece, and I'm basically going to, and we will say that it has that Beskar armor piece is Beskar quality, and it will give him +2 soak, and since it's Beskar, +2 defense. When you add in his +1 defense from Clan of Two, and when you add in his additional defense from being a little guy, a little silhouette zero guy, uh, yeah, he's gonna have like 4 defense.
Like if they are like will be upon anyone that wants to take on these two, they will be together. So that's why Clan of Two would be active.
Paintball gun, skill ranged light, damage 1,
Yep,
crit of 6,
yep.
short range,
Stun.
yeah, stun damage quality. Yeah. So that's our little guy. He's got he's got
Yeah.
he's got a pretty decent wound threshold. He's got, wounds of 3, strain of 14, uh defense as it currently stands of 2, but when you add in all of that other stuff it's going to be 4, and he's got a soak of 3. That's our little
Again,
guy.
again, they are meant to be a package deal, and like will be on. And honestly, even if if you separate the Grogu from the Mandalorian, but now you have to worry about the Grogu, who's going to be going Gremlin mode on you, and then the Mandalorian, who's going to go John Wick on you.
Yep.
So
And now we will close out with Rotta the Hutt, who I statted out the day after we saw the movie. And you've seen the stat block, you have thumbs up the stat block, so we're just going to run through the stats really quick.
it is true, and but I will say that you already did him, and I hope Stephanie's okay with that.
I mean, he was pretty swole. He was pretty jacked. All
I
right.
mean, you seeing him move around, that was like that was cool.
So, his characteristics, he's got a brawn of 6, an agility of 3, intellect of 4, cunning of 4, willpower of 5, and presence of 3. He has 2 ranks in athletics. He's got 5 ranks in brawl.
If
He's
you've seen
got
the movie, he's a scrapper. He's a brawler.
Here is an odd one for a Hutt. He has 2 ranks in charm.
Honestly, if I didn't watch the movie with you, I would call you crazy.
He has 4 ranks in cool. He has 2 in coordination, 2 in discipline, 5 in melee.
Yeah.
He has 3 in outer rim. He has 4 in resilience, 2 in streetwise, 1 in underworld, and 3 in vigilance. Talents. Here we go with the talents. He
He is stacked.
he's adversary 2, 2 ranks in brace. He has bring it down. He has 2 ranks in burly and 2 in conditioned. He has crippling blow. He has 2 ranks in disorient, 3 in durable. He has headbutt. He has heroic fortitude. He has heroic resilience. He has loom. He has multiple opponents. He has natural brawler. He has 3 ranks in parry plus improved parry.
Improve very. That's impressive.
He has 2 ranks in physical training and 2 ranks in resolve. He has a special ability.
Yep.
That special ability is My Own Man. When interacting with former associates of Jabba the Hutt, add 1 setback to all social checks or 2 setbacks when interacting with other Hutts. Once you've seen the movie,
You
that will
get
make sense. And our man has 2 vibroaxes.
and like wait, this is a Hut, the slug guys? Like no. You have not
Yeah.
seen this hut.
Now, our Mando build was what? 1175, somewhere around there. Rotta's 1206, and he's worth every point.
Every point.
And I forgot to mention Grogu, just a little guy, is 550.
50 years old.
Now, let's say you toss your players down and they run across these three during the events of the movie. Just run,
Run.
run.
Like, you'd be better handling Din Djarin when he had the dark saber, because he's more of a threat to himself with that thing.
Yeah, I would at the very least impose my homebrew rule for non-force users with lightsabers. Have I ever told you what my homebrew rule is for that?
You did, yeah. It's really good.
For those listening, my homebrew rule for non-force users with a lightsaber, they have to they have to upgrade all of their lightsaber checks. So they're always rolling against at least one red because they are not trained in using that kind of weapon.
Honestly, I would add like 4 setback because Mando was just like so like the weapon was fighting him more than himself.
Yeah, I would kind of play around with the stats of the dark saber in order to account for that.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of our builds here, Nick?
Oh, I love them. These are nightmares. Robert, please do not send us against all of these.
Oh, good. You didn't tell me not to. Cool. Fortunately for all of you, I'm not currently running a game in the time period that you could run into them with these stats.
But I was like, these are our stats that are like of the case. Like,
We
I
think they're
would
kind of
not,
fun.
I would not want to go against them. In maybe a hypothetical like challenge, like build your best to try and challenge these three. Then that'd be tough. But it would also be the case like if these guys were on your team, you would feel so much better that they're the cavalry.
Yep, absolutely.
It would literally be the case like if you were in your like darkest hour as a player group, and these three are your cavalry,
You're in good shape.
you're in good hands.
It is not all state, but
This is the way.
This is the way.
All State was defeated by Darth Vader.
you know what? I had too much fun here, so I'm not going to pick on you. And it just
Really?
seems it just seems especially mean if it's just me one on one with you. It's not like a super fun back and forth like when there's two of us good-natured jabs. It just feels like bullying.
That's true.
So, I'm going to skip straight to saying head over to howwerollgaming.com, your central hub for everything How We Roll Gaming. You'll find details on our current campaigns, our full podcast archive, plus quick links to our merch store and all our social channels so you can stay connected wherever you hang out online. Leave a comment on socials or on YouTube about the episode. Tell us what you think of our builds, what you would do differently, how you would build characters like this out. Would you be interested in using these characters? Would you like us to post the stat blocks for you to use? Let us know all of these things, and we can do that. If you're looking to support the show directly, the best way is through Patreon at patreon.com/howwerollgaming. We've got membership tiers that start at just $2 a month with perks that range from special recognition in our Discord community to on-air credits and exclusive discounts in the merch store that we mentioned at the top of the show. And spoiler alert, we are planning additional perks and things for Patreon supporters for next year. We're still 6 months away, but you got to start planning this stuff early. And while you're supporting us, you can also help the show at no extra cost to you by using our Drive Through RPG affiliate link in the show notes when picking up your next tabletop goodies.
And finally, we want to hear from you. Got questions you want us to tackle? topics you want to see on the show, or a legendary RPG glory story you've rolled this year. Drop us a line anytime at podcasts@howwerollgaming.com. We read everything, and your message might just end up in the show.
And we just want to thank you all for joining us and putting up with our little improvisational making up of characters. So just until next time, thank you all for joining us. And just remember one more time.
This is the way.
Is this the way?
This is the way.
Meanwhile, I'm Daryl.
I'm Nick.
And this is how we roll.